What's up, guys? Pat Burke, and this is session number 3 of the False Grips Muscle Up program. So session number 3 is actually the same as session number 1. So it's a repeat of all the same drills and exercises that we did, and this is going to allow us the opportunity to see them again and potentially do them better, hopefully do them better, as well as just getting a little bit more confidence in these fundamental movements before we move on down the program. So again, session number 3, and in these first handful of sessions, I'm always emphasizing to people, to my students, to take it easy. It's all about learning the movements and then making sure that you're doing them right. So what we have today is we're going to have the false grip lean. We're going to have 2 sets of 20 seconds there. Then we're going to move on to ring rows and push-ups, ring push-ups, and they're going to be tempo. They're both tempo, so 3 seconds hold and then 1 back up. And this is just going to allow for time under tension on these movements. Again, emphasizing keeping them pretty easy. I feel like that's, like, as a coach, my one big job is everybody's always wanting to lean forward and advance so fast and not be doing the movements right. So just again, I'm using the word easy. I don't necessarily mean that it should be easy, but doing the movements in such a degree at which you can perform them with the highest amount of quality. All right, so we've got the ring rows and push-ups, and then the final thing that we will have is our toe-assisted muscle-ups, and then our core, which is hollow rock. So again, same exact drills. You're familiar with it. You saw it if you did session number 1, and you get to do it again. Hopefully be a little bit more time efficient. You don't have to refer to the program as much, and just build a little bit more confidence. So again, I'll just run through the drills one more time. So we have the false grip lean, where we are going to get into our false grip by going to the top of the dip, or sorry, this is the bottom of the dip, and keeping our hands in place. We're just going to come back and get a gentle lean. One of the things that I put in the program for the first few sessions while you're holding your false grip is to extend your fingers off of the false grip so that you get that extra kind of sensation. You're not having the opportunity, we'll say, to grab your fingertips around, so you're having to flex your wrist over and feel the muscles that are involved in holding that false grip. And again, we want this to be a pretty easy lean, okay? Like the degree at which I'm leaning is not very much. That's going to allow me to one, straighten my fingers off, and then also take the time and extend my elbows out, or at least experiment with extend my elbows out, and then maybe turn my fingertips in to out, and breathe, and just overall take in the feeling of holding that position. So we'll do 20 seconds there. What I like to do in between sets is to stretch out my wrists. You can do that on the ground. It's also in our warm-up routine to stretch out your wrists and stuff, but that stuff's pretty potent, holding that false grip position. So just shake it out, rest as needed. Want to remind everybody to always use chalk whenever you're using a false grip. Just want to make sure that that place on the heel of your hand stays chalk. So we'll do those 2 sets, okay, 20 seconds. Then we can immediately go into our push-pull. So we have ring row with a normal grip, where we're going to do 3 seconds at the top, 3-second descent, pause 1, pull 1. 3 seconds at the top, 3 seconds down, pause 1, pull 1. And so that's not false grip. If you notice, my lean was pretty, again, easy. I'm not leaning too much. Really, the big idea here is time under tension. So every repetition, 3 seconds, 3 seconds down, 1 and 1. That's 8 seconds, kind of at the minimum. In my opinion, the 3, 3, 1, 1 is really like a minimum count. I'll sometimes kind of hang in it a little bit longer. So what we're talking about here is being on the rings for about a minute. So when I say time under tension and keeping it pretty easy, that's what I want, is about a minute of effort doing the ring rows. And a similar thing with the push-ups, where we'll have 3 seconds at the top, 3 seconds down, body stays tight, hold for 1, press for 1. 3 at the top, 3 down, hold 1, press 1. I find a lot of times people have a difficult time sagging their hips or not keeping their body straight. So one thing to do is to drop the knees. You can either do the hold and then the descent and then drop the knees for the press and then press back up to your toes. Or you can just do the whole thing, the whole set on your knees, allowing you to keep the shoulders in a better position and just overall do the movement with better quality. Again, in this program, it's all about the volume and consistency, and with adding these movements in, that's going to allow us to get that muscle up or just overall be more confident and stronger on the rings. So it's not about intensity out the gate. It's about movement quality. So drop to the knees as needed. We want to get those 8 to 10 reps in. So maybe you could do 4 with good quality and then do another 4 to 6 dropping to the knees. And then the final thing that we do on this session is our toe assisted muscle ups. So we're going to get into that false grip, keeping the hands in place, drop below. Again, you should always chalk. And the big idea with the toe assisted muscle up, this first few times that we do this, is really understand where our body is in relationship to the rings and the different shapes that we're gonna make as we do it. So kind of have this hang underneath the rings. My eyeballs are forward looking at the horizon. I'm gonna pull the rings down in front of the body. I'm gonna press my shoulders over the top, keeping them in pretty tight. My toes stay in place here. I can go ahead and use my feet for the dipping portion. So again, this is toe assisted muscle up. And then I'm gonna come down all the way. So repetition is all the way up and then all the way down. I will mention here that these rings for me are pretty low. Like they're just too low. I would, if I was doing this a little bit more for me, I'd probably raise them up just because I'm not getting much of a pull here. The only thing is if I raise them up, then I don't get much toe assist in the dip. So it depends on where you're at as an athlete. So you can have them low. As you build confidence, you can raise them up. But again, we're just getting this idea of kind of how the rings take this path in the body or around the body. That's the big idea right here. And then we're gonna superset the transitions with a hollow rock, either hold or a rocking motion. Can be in a tucked position as needed just to get that core engagement. And we're gonna superset them back and forth. I think it's helpful to teach people, teach you how to squeeze your core in the transition. So that's why we do the 2 exercises together. So that is session number 3. Let me know if you got any questions. Shoot me a video, share your video. Go get it.